We go live for many reasons. Numero uno, because it's totally fun. Numero secondo, because you guys are here and we have a blast together. So I guess it's all about the fun. Hey everybody, it is the Loftus Party Live, Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern. Lots to talk about, lots to joke about, lots to find out from you guys, and lots for me to tell you. It's going to be jam-packed. It's going to be full tilt boogie. I was in. Hello, Julie Hand. Hello, how's it going? And hello from West Virginia, or just Virginia. That might just be Virginia. I always think I have family in West Virginia, and I always think they're watching because I like to think about family, and that's what this live stream is about. Family. Oh my gosh, what a here comes everybody. Here comes everybody. Holy smoke. Thanks for sharing. I've noticed that when we do live streams on Facebook and I don't tell anybody, it's like tens of thousands of views. But suddenly on Wednesday nights on the Book of Faces, there's a mysterious lack. It's a little. So let's share like the heathens that you are. Share like Bernie Sanders at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Share like AOC. Share like AOC at a college frat house rooftop dance video shoot. Just share. Good evening, Robert. Hello, Andrea. Let's go. Everybody's here. Good evening. Okay, so where to start? I really want to get with your comments to see, because I know what's driving me crazy and I know what I want to tell you guys about, but I want to see, what do you think? What do you think? Boxcar Loftus. Dude, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Because, okay, so I was on Gutfeld the other night. Super fun show. I got to meet Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. I wish I knew more about that show. I've never, God bless him. I guess a lot of people watch. But I didn't have any like inside jokes, for Mr. Wonderful. A great dude. And so I was thinking, I'm like, I got to bring back the jean jacket. That's why I wore it tonight. And then I'm like, oh, I wonder if anybody remembers Boxcar Willie. Freaking Boxcar Willie. For you youngsters out there, there used to be these commercials, and it was like for a collection of songs by this guy named Boxcar Willie. He was like a country music guy, but supposedly he rode the rails, and I was literally thinking about that, like doing a Boxcar Willie thing on the Gregory Gutfeld show, which the ratings just came in again. Total domination. Congratulations to everybody over on Gutfeld. It's huge. They're beating. I think they beat Colbert by like a cool million. So that's a lot of fun. So it was a big week. And the other thing that I want to say before I forget, because it was really kind of awesome. I was back in Los Angeles last weekend. It's why we didn't do the live last Wednesday. I was flying, and they don't let you go live on the airplanes. That usually means something has gone horribly wrong. So pardon me, I got an itchy eyeball. So so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I was in Oxnard, California, literally right off the 101, just past Calabasas, if that means anything to anyone. So I drove by the old neighborhood. So many people came out. I was completely impressed by the people of Oxnard, and I want to thank you all for representing. There's a lot of great people in California still, and we gotta get you guys fired up. We got to get you fired up. It's a beautiful state. It rained Friday morning. A really good. When the hills were green and all the smog got knocked out of the air, and you get up and you have a cup of coffee and you look out over the rolling hills and you're like, it's beautiful. It's undeniably beautiful. Undeniably beautiful. And it's just horrible what Gavin Newsom and the gang are doing to it. And that's just he was born to hand jive. We're gonna rebuild the Palisades. I'm gonna talk to Nancy Pelosi, and my hands are gonna clap, and we're gonna do the shuck and jive, and she's gonna have the claw going. It's all wonderful. Massachusetts is in the house. Holy smoke! And then let's get into the. Okay, we'll just go through just for like 2 more minutes. So it was California on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, I flew to New York and did permanent damage to my shoulder by sitting next to a dude who had no business in the one seat. The guy was big. Now, let me say something for the record, okay? I'm not going to say the airline because it's kind of boring. The seats are small. We know the seats are small. You know if you're big. You know if you're big, you need 2 seats. I was crunched up next to this guy, and my shoulders are up around my ears for a couple of hours. And then Mr. Sweaty Face McNo Deodorant, this guy starts making a play for the armrests. No, dude, be happy that you just got away with squishing your ginormous self into the one seat. You don't get the armrest, buddy. Oh, I was letting it be known. You don't get the armrest. The armrest is for the poor son of a bitch who's in the middle seat. The middle seat person. That's all you. That's where I was. I was stuck in the middle seat. It was a horror show. But I want to say this. This big gentleman, this big dude, his wife and kids were sitting in the 3 rows in front of him, right? So that's how they opted to sit together. It was like daughter, wife, and then Mr. Sweaty McStinky a lot. So I didn't want to embarrass this guy in front of his family, but boy howdy, I hope they remember that in the next life, in the next when we get to the pearly gates. I want St. Peter to be like, it was close, Mike. You did a lot of shady stuff, but then there was the big guy on that flight to LA, and you were cool to him in front of his wife and kids, even though he was a big fat Jabba the Hutt, stinky McStink-a-lot guy who thought he got the armrest. It's a miracle. Okay. How was your Uber? So that's the America First Warehouse chiming in. Hopefully that's Joe. Hopefully that's Joe the box himself. So it was 3 days in California. Flew out to New York on Sunday, and I must have Stockholm syndrome with New York, because I was like, thank God I'm going to New York where I can relax. How sick is that? Never in my life did I think, oh, thank goodness, LaGuardia. Now I can relax. That's how far gone I was. So it was Gutfeld Monday night. So much fun, as we said. And then the big one, the wonderful thing was last night at the America First Warehouse, and we did a taping of a stand-up showcase program that's going to be on StudioTST. And the StudioTST app that has now, we've done the back and forth with Apple twice. We're on our 3rd trip. Google has finally, if you have an Android phone, now you can get the StudioTST app. But we had an absolute blast at the America First Warehouse. The crowd was great. The comedians were fantastic. The show was a ton of fun. And that's what It makes me very happy. It makes me very happy. We're adding some more movies. We're adding some more programs. We're gonna add some like video podcast content. And now it's so wild to see like the creative community put it together, right? Because no one has the balls to do anything like this. We're like, oh, we'll just start our own streaming service and we'll just have our friends make stuff and we'll make stuff. And then so now word is getting out, and these really funny, talented comics in New York. You're like, hold on, wait a minute. So I could just yes, you could. So it's that fantastic. The America First Warehouse. You rocked it, Lofty. Thanks for coming home. It was great. Make sure you guys are following. Make sure you're following if you're watching on X or Facebook. Make sure you're following StudioTST, that show tonight, and on X, make sure you're following the America First Warehouse. Joe, put up your call sign thing. It's a fantastic space. Not to sound too much like an artsy fartsy lefty, but it's like it's a great gathering space. It's a television studio. It's a live event center. So you guys should definitely, especially if you're on the East Coast, you guys know I've been talking about that a lot. I go way back with those guys. I love it. Jake Anarino. Jake Anarino, one of our cast members, one of my great friends, one of my longest friends in comedy. Jake, get your guitar. I'm back. So if you go to the Loftus party, well, like you might be watching right now on YouTube, the vegan song, we did that. I'm a vegan. We did that one together. We've done a bunch of skits for that show tonight. Jake is one of the big creative forces behind that show tonight. This is what I love about this, you guys. It's what I freaking love about it. More. Netflix, Schmetflix, Amazon, Glamazon. We're doing our own thing. StudioTST. So Jake and I, we've done. We did that other one that had that. It was the Bo Diddley one. She, her, they, them. And I'm never going to see her again. It was she, her, they, them. Yeah, I can't remember the chords. Okay, people are saying, oh, everybody gets to get to know everybody. We're just going to build a giant community. Like, damn the torpedoes. Here's what I'm finding out, and this is what we're going to get into, like the news of it all. And maybe we'll go long tonight. I don't know. I feel like we didn't do one last week. Maybe we'll go a little bit long. Here's what's got the bee in my bonnet about all this stuff. So I have zero disappointments with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is hitting home run ball after home run ball. Marco Rubio has been fantastic. Tom Holman has been fantastic. Elon Musk, the kids at Doge, fantastic. Where is the rest of the GOP? I saw a thing today where they're talking about we're going to have a budget ready for the president to look at by July 4th. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So while you're doing that, how about you do this? How about you pass other bills like, hey, if you're not a citizen, you're not allowed to vote. How about you do no more voting machines? How about you do paper ballots? How about you do voter ID? How about you have to be a citizen to be counted in the census so that these illegals can't be counted, and then you add all these house seats and all this other crap. There's tons of stuff to do. There's tons that the GOP should be working on. And listen, say what you will about Nancy Pelosi, but I tell you what, that lady, when she had a majority of, like, I think one person when Barack Hussein Obama was president of the White House. And even with that very fine majority, she was able to pass Obamacare. So somehow, magically, mystically, if you get Nancy Pelosi in there cracking the whip, They can completely just screw over every American by shoving like Obamacare down everybody's throats. But now you've got the GOP has the House, we have the Senate, we have the White House, we have motivated people, and there ain't dick happening. It is no. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. Let's just really let them hear it. Let them hear it on social media. Let them hear it on social media, X, Facebook, Truth Social, all of them. Get to work. Get to frickin' work. It's crazy. Like Trump will go, okay, so here's this executive orders. I don't want to rule by executive order. I don't like it when any president does it. I didn't like it when Joe Biden did it. I didn't like it when Trump had to do it the time before that. Like, if you've got an executive order, okay, that's great for here and now. Now, if it's good, let's turn it into law. Let's turn it into a law. It's so frustrating. I'm not going to put up with the GOP dragging their feet. We're going to call them out. These rhino, absolutely. It's like, they're making money off that USAID stuff. They don't want the gravy train to end. It's bad enough that we have to fight the liberals and their giant freaking media machine. But man, you want to really make me mad? Pretend to be my friend and then betray me. And that's what it feels like right now from the GOP. Everybody can prove they're a good guy. Everybody can prove it. And actions speak louder than words. If I see one more tweet from the GOP account, this is unacceptable. Look what these judges have done. So if only you knew somebody who was in a position of power to do something. Oh, let me think. GOP account on social media. It's unbelievable. That's a great idea, Perron. Is Canada in the house? Anybody from Canada in here? We got to talk about that madness. Rhode Island's there. It's like 2016, 2018 all over again. Rhinos are traitors, in my honest opinion. Yes, I'm getting those vibes. It is like deja vu all over again. Like, I don't know how many executive orders Biden did. That guy couldn't crap his pants without doing an executive order. And he did both of those a lot. But I don't remember one lawsuit. Like, Biden would do these crazy executive orders, and you're like, oh, I guess now's when we sue him. Is this when you get a judge to put an injunction and make him? Not once. And now you got Trump can't freaking blow his nose. He's like, okay, I'm here to tell you, Kleenex, the double ply is good. We like them. And all of a sudden, a judge in the middle of freaking Missouri is like, no, you're not allowed to say that about Kleenex. That's unconstitutional. We need due Kleenex process. And it's just, it drives me bonkers. And I do believe that there's a big hunk of people in the GOP who want the status quo. They want that gravy train of like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll pretend, yeah, Doge, that was great. But then when Doge is gone, we'll just change the name and we'll do something else. And then you can form a committee and then we're not doing it anymore. It is a new day. Too many people know the truth. Too many people know what's going on. You're playing the ghost of Stephen Foster chords, Squirrel Nut Zippers. Really? I used to love the Squirrel Nut Zippers. Those guys were great. Maybe that's the A minor. Yeah, that's right. I'm learning the names of the chords. Pope Trump. Somebody, my buddy Carrie, sent me a picture of Keith Richards. Keith Richards is next in line to be the Pope. Brian Hayner. Holy crap, Brian Hayner's here. Brian, did you see this? So Brian Hayner, ladies and gentlemen, once again, he's the musical director for that show tonight. He and I go on the road together. An incredibly talented comedian, an incredibly talented guitar player. He and I did some. Here's what we have to do. Brian, oh my God, this is great. This is great. So, Brian, how do we do it? It's you, me, we'll get Anna Reno and just some guitar players. I just want to do a thing where we just bang out some freaking songs and laugh. We'll take it on the road. We'll have an absolute blast. I will book the shows. I will book the shows. Playing guitar on stage is way too much fun. And Brian Hayner is so insanely talented. Brian Hayner is the guy. When I do my Nancy Pelosi impression, I'm doing Brian Hayner's Nancy Pelosi. Because Hayner does this song, Nancy Pelosi, Nancy. I can't remember the freaking melody to it. Go spit on somebody else. Dun, dun. It's a showstopper. He did it. You can go to StudioTST. It's in an older episode of that show tonight. Hayner did his Nancy Pelosi song that's just absolutely brilliant. And he's the guy that started the lyricist. And then I added the claw to it because you can't. The problem is you can't do the claw and play guitar at the same time. It's unconstitutional, bad for democracy. But yeah, I want to start a Rolling Thunder. We need a name for the band. Yeah. Here's the one that I like. I have to play this just to show off. And now watch, I'll blow it. How great is that? That's a Tom Petty thing right there. My sister got lucky, married a yuppie. Dan, all he was worth. Now she's a swinger, married a singer. I can't decide which is worse. Okay, I get very excited. I'm sleep deprived and excited. Nancy had a meltdown the other day. She's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. I'll say this. I don't want to be like a downer. I don't want to be a stolen thunder. It's like stolen valor, stolen thunder. Stolen thunder could also be the name of the band. Maybe that's what you were pitching. That's a good one. I saw that song performed live, damn near sprained. Yes. When you see Hayner do everybody is singing and everybody's doing the Nancy Pelosi, that's the power of music right there. Dirt Nap. Dirt Nap is that's a great name of a band. The Raccoon Bail Buttons. What is? Keep them coming. All right, I want to say this. Not to be like a downer. I want to be very upbeat, because there's always a path forward. And I'm the kind of guy, and my friends Brian Hayner, my friend Jake Anarino, my friend Joe DeBox at the America First Warehouse, by plowing forward and being optimistic and actually doing shit, that's hopefully that's working like a magnet and attracting people, and people are subscribing to StudioTST, and it's wonderful. And I've met so many people through this. It's great. And we have to really go. I was having this conversation. Joe DeBox was giving me a ride to JFK, and that's why he did that Uber comment, because we stopped at a great deli. We had a fantastic breakfast sandwich. You have not lived until you've had bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll from a Long Island deli. I'm telling you, it was like heaven. It was like heaven. But we're driving down the Long Island Expressway, what they call the LIE. And everybody's on their way to work. And I think that the election happened. It's been a few months. Good things are happening. The border's becoming secure. Tom Hope, so you get that vibe, and you have to take that moment. You have to take that whew, okay, now I can get back to work. Now I can go back to my job, and hopefully, okay, gas is getting a little less, right? You need that. But as we got So fortunate with that bullet just hitting the ear. The Butler attempt that failed. That was a big game changer. We're the last country standing. They just had an election in Canada and they voted for like another like freaking Trudeau wannabe lefty wokey. I think Australia, I know we usually have some Australian people here. I think Australia, you guys just went down that same path. It's not looking good for the UK. It's not looking good for France. It's not looking good for Germany. It's not looking good for Canada. It's not looking good for Australia. And this is why I get so riled up about there's us. It's like us and like Poland that seem to have their acts together. Now, Grant, you got Malay, you've got a couple. We need to put the pedal to the metal in such a fashion that it shocks the world. That it shocks the world. How incredible would this country be? And I think they can do it. If this tariff thing works out, I think a huge tax break is coming. I think we can go back to how America used to operate before the Federal Reserve, pre-World War I, when it was like, okay, you're selling stuff over here, you get a tariff. The government worked off of tariffs. We kept our money. You paid. That's what I want. That's what I want. Poland said they're under Jewish occupation. Wow, I did not hear that. Excellent joke, Jake. I agree. Hungry leader. No, it's great. Some Canadians said they couldn't secure the vote, so it was like our 2020. I'm hearing stuff like that too. I hope it was on the up and up. Everybody, there's so many countries in Europe. I know France got rid of like mail-in ballots because there was fraud. There was like provable fraud, and they're like, "Oh, we can't do that anymore." Why isn't the GOP like that's a no-brainer? That's one of the ones that's one of those 80-20 issues. Everybody in this country wants to be able to believe in the elections. We want to believe, okay, that was the real outcome. Get rid of the machines, voter ID, paper ballot. That's a hugely popular issue. Everybody wants that to pass. Everybody. If you don't want that to pass, it's because you want to cheat, right? Slap the Donkey. That's the band name. Slap the Donkey. You better slap the donkey. Slapping the donkey. That sounds dirty. That's like that's like girls tickle the taco and dudes are slapping the donkey. Donkey slap. What about that? Donkey slap? Hello, Chicago. How's it going? Europe is shot. It's very sad. I'm trying to help out. My family's from Ireland. That's where my people come from. So I'm trying to help out Ireland in any way. It makes no sense to take all these people from predominantly Muslim countries, and they're like, oh, I talk about this all the time on the podcast. The podcast this week, hilarious. We do this segment called Life Hacks. I have a killer life hack for you. But it makes no sense to me. You imagine Africa, picture Africa, and you live in some country up here, and it's like, oh, it's a predominantly Muslim country. Oh, but there's a war, and they're coming to get me. So shouldn't you go to the next Muslim country over so that as soon as the war is done and things settle down, you can go back? Why do these people? Why are they going? You know what? I know you're from an arid environment. I know it's a Muslim culture. You know what you would like? You would like Dublin. Dublin. This is going to be a great match for you. Lots of rain. I know you don't like to drink alcohol in your culture. It's going to be loaded booze and rain and people fornicating. Why? How does that make any sense? And then it drives me mad when and you have this in the UK. These people who they've escaped. I've escaped a country. It was right over there. That country over there, it got so bad I had to escape. And now I live in England. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking we could turn England into the country I just escaped. Like, none of it makes any sense. Harden your hearts, ladies and gentlemen. They got to go. Celestial Seasonings. Celestial Seasonings for the name of the band. Herbal tea. Herbal tea. Tea baggers. We could be the tea baggers. We could be the non-drowsy tea baggers. That's probably too long, probably too big for a t-shirt. Play the guitar. I've been on the road. I've been on the road. There goes my baby. There goes my only one. I think she loves me, but she don't wanna let on. Yeah, she's got me thinking questions. She's got me on the fence with a little bit of mystery. She's a mixed up kid, and she's always been so hard to figure out. Yeah, she likes to leave me living with a shadow of a doubt. Hey, we got a Canadian here. How's it going? You're in a safe space, Canadian. Have they locked up all the maple syrup? Does everybody have a beaver pelt to keep their hands warm? It's cold out there. Hope you're hanging in there, Thea. And you're listening from Canada. Fantastic. I hope you guys are okay. And listen, I'm not officially allowed to negotiate, but if a hunk of Canada, this would be great. If like a hunk of Canada, who's got Banff? Where are the good ski resorts? Those are on the West Coast, right? Let's peel off the western part of Canada, and you guys can be the 51st state. That would be great. We call it California North or North Washington or whatever. Northagon. Northagon. We'll call it Northagon. We'll open up some new ski resorts. You guys can be the 51st state, and it'll be fantastic. Potatoes and chainmail. You guys get some long names. Potatoes and chainmail. Chainmail potatoes. That's what happens when Brian Stetzer from CNN becomes a stripper. He's a chainmail potato. That would be a G-string potato. Hey, John from Philly. All right, you guys, we're going great. I'm a little slap happy. Thank you for all your support. There'll be a new video on Friday on the YouTubes and everywhere. And there's always new stuff. We have some fantastic people who are part of the Loftus Party community, and they're posting stuff at the website. Make sure you read their stuff. Tomorrow, I don't know, Suzanne's going to have a new recipe. Thursdays are recipe days. This girl posts some amazing stuff that you got to try. We've got great people. Gordon does the weekend memes on Saturday. Lisa K. Tate always has some great pop culture and music stuff. It's fantastic. Serena, she did an article about like this throwback video game. I'm telling you, I had like a literal flashback. I hadn't heard of this video game, Miner 2049. It's always great stuff. And if you would like to be a contributor for theloftusparty.com, write me an email, theboss@theloftusparty.com. You guys are all great. I will see you very soon on the Gregory Gutfeld show. I want to say the 14th of May. And then, this is also Vegas month. I'll work on a new newsletter. I'll put out a newsletter for May. I'll update the stand-up dates. But yeah, Vegas is happening this month in May. You're all wonderful. Go listen to the podcast. Let me know what you think of the sex. It's sex tape stuff. Sex tape life hack. Life hack. It's brilliant. It's gonna change your life, and you'll probably want to make another tape. Your Adam Schiff was the best joke on Gutfeld so far this year. I laughed for 20 minutes. That is the best. They had to bleep all of it. They had to bleep all of it. I should post that, but I'd have to bleep it as well. I'm going to leave you with that little piece of mystery. You're all fantastic. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing the content. And one last question. Why are those pants still on? You're not going to need them for the rest of the evening.